Hello, this is Dr. Otto von Bismarck, Chief Scientist at Vermont Labs. Today, I have a special guest star in the show, Brody of Just One More Timepiece. Hello! And hello! Hello! And welcome. This is Brody from Just One More Timepiece. Brody is like the James Bond of YouTube watch reviewers. Thank you. And I must say that you are simply gorgeous. You are like the girliest of the Bond girls of watch reviewing. You know I'm a man, right? Oh, I had no idea you were transitioning. No, not transitioning. Oh, I had no idea. Say, do you think that I'm as hot as, say, a Sophie Marceau in The World Is Not Enough? Otto, you are way sexier than she is. Do you think we can get to the review now? So if you could flip the camera, let's do it. This sexy little beast here is listed in the Timex website as being in their Command series of watches. However, at this time, when you click on the Command collection in the Timex website, for some reason this watch isn't listed. This watch doesn't have a name. Since I'm the first to review it on YouTube, I am hereby dubbing it the Alpha, because it looks like the type of watch that people on a cheesy science fiction show that I used to love as a kid called Space 1999 would wear if they actually wore watches. The personnel on Space 1999 had a base called Moonbase Alpha. As cheesy as Space 1999 was, I still think the uniforms and sets they used were really cool, and I think this watch looks super cool. The Alpha comes in 4 other colors, 2 of which have inverted displays. I will be making frequent comparisons to the base level G-Shock, which I have right here, and the model number of this is TW5M26400ZA. I recently bought this G-Shock by mail order from Walmart for $44. I bought the Alpha on eBay for $55. Both of these watches provide shock resistance and offer 200 meters of water resistance, which is at the level of a dive watch. Neither watch is solar. Both watches are powered by lithium batteries. Now, with a few exceptions, I really dislike lithium-powered watches, so the fact that the Alpha is lithium-powered would be a deal breaker for me personally. I'm a big proponent of solar-powered watches. While you can buy a similar model of G-Shock that's solar-powered for $90, Timex does not offer a solar-powered variant of the Alpha. The Alpha does not give an estimate as to how long its battery will last, and it does not have a low-power indicator. If you're happily vacationing in France, you're sort of up Schitt's Creek when your Alpha suddenly dies on you. In the Alpha's user manual, it states, quote, Timex strongly recommends that a retailer or jeweler replace battery, unquote. My father pays his jeweler $35 to replace his watch battery. So you have to pay about $35 to replace the battery of a watch that costs $55. Feature-wise, the Alpha can do a little more than the base G-Shock. However, these features are probably only useful to athletic coaches, and I'm not going to go into them. The G-Shock has one very important feature that, for some odd reason, the Alpha lacks, which is its ability to tell you the time no matter what mode you're in. For example, if I put the G-Shock into stopwatch mode, it will still display the stopwatch along with the time, which is 6:20. When I put the Alpha into stopwatch mode, it only displays the stopwatch. For me, the Alpha's omission of this feature is a deal breaker. The Alpha's mineral crystal is recessed into the case, affording it some protection from most impacts. The Alpha has a clear, uncluttered display. The information that it displays is bigger and brighter and bolder than that of the G-Shocks. The G-Shock has a slight edge over the Alpha when viewed from an angle, although I'm not going to demonstrate it to you because the camera doesn't really pick this up. The Alpha has what I would describe as two cute little billboards that overlap the crystal. One of them says Timex. It's nice and small and discreet. And the other one says WR 200 meters. That's just the water resistance rating. Now, and that's also very discreetly printed. This is probably not going to be easy to make out, but on the front of the case, Timex has very cleverly etched the writing for all the functions of the buttons below them into the plastic. This is a really classy touch. So, for example, here in the bottom left says mode, and the mode button is below it. Looking at these watches side by side, you can see that the Alpha has a very clear and professional looking watch face, while the G-Shock has a lot of redundant and non-essential writing strewn across its face and the front of the case as if it were a race car with all its sponsors stamped all over it. As you can see, the Alpha can lie flat while the G-Shock cannot. There is like no watch that is more awkward to review than this G-Shock because it's impossible to set it down. I greatly prefer watches that can lie flat. G-Shock defenders will probably say about this, well, they make the G-Shock like that so it can withstand drops. The Alpha has passed ISO standards for shock resistance. I have not looked into what that entails, nor do I really care. I, along with probably most people, just need a sturdy watch for work situations. We do not really need a watch that can survive a fall from the Empire State Building. I was shocked by how comfortable the Alpha's band was. It's made out of soft, pliable silicone. The inside of the band is not completely smooth, as you can see. This is probably one of the magic ingredients in what makes this band so comfortable. I really dislike rubber bands and plastic straps, but I could probably wear the Alpha all day. The band has a nice big yet not bulky buckle with a nice big tang. The buckle is nicely brushed and it's signed. While it takes a small amount of effort to fit the band into the keeper, it holds the band in place really well. When I saw that the Alpha had quick-release spring bars, I couldn't believe my eyes. What a concept. Make it super easy for people to replace straps. Though there's sort of a contradiction here. Why give consumers a complete pain in the ass with an antiquated 20th century system of replaceable batteries, yet make it a ladies' tea party to replace straps? Due to the G-Shock's pre-curved and cheap hard plastic band, wearing the G-Shock is sort of like being handcuffed. Wearing the Alpha feels like you're almost not wearing a watch because it has a much more comfortable band with much better wrist conformance. This is despite the fact that the Alpha's case dwarfs that of the G-Shock's in size. The Alpha uses a 5-button design. All the buttons are rubber-ish. The start button is this orange one right here on the side. It's mostly recessed. The other buttons are diagonal. These buttons have tread on them, which makes it easier to depress the buttons when your hands are sweaty. The diagonal buttons are partially protected by the sides of the case, which extends beyond them. These buttons need a firm press to activate. This is good because it's going to prevent at least some accidental activations. Here is the Alpha's light. It's not overpowering, but it does the job. Okay, here's the wrist shot that you have all been waiting for. Is this an awesome looking watch or what? I feel like I am Commander Koenig of Space 1999. Wow, I feel like taking out my laser gun and blasting an alien.